The state began its 101st legislative session today in Madison.
Republicans are in charge across the board this time. In the Assembly, they have a 20-seat advantage, 59 to 39. In the Senate, a 3-seat advantage. Now that's after several Republicans faced recall elections, including the governor, Scott Walker. Now, the previous session was a contentious one. Who could forget? A major point was the controversial Act 10 legislation. That's the bill which took away most collective bargaining rights from public employee unions. Fox 11's Bill Miston joins us now live from Madison. And Bill, what are state lawmakers telling you about everyone getting along this time around?
You know what, Michelle? Bipartisanship, a resounding theme here today in Madison, as leaders from both houses say that as the session moves forward, tackling important tasks like job creation and passing a balanced budget, those are things both sides can agree on. Tonight, we bring you balanced coverage. As protesters' songs calling for reform echoed through the Capitol Rotunda,
I know that together,
Senate and Assembly leaders
congratulations
are calling for members of both houses to work together.
hopefully we can move forward in a bipartisan manner, as was discussed in every district across Wisconsin during the last election.
Between now and the end of the session, we are going to hopefully have one of the most productive in our state's history.
Assembly Speaker Robin Vos says Republicans and Democrats agree that job creation is a priority.
This is the time for all of us to put out our ideas and to begin the discussion.
One piece of legislation Republicans hope to pass is the much-debated mining bill. The legislation was narrowly rejected by the Senate last March. Vos says a bill could come as early as next week. Barkas says he's optimistic of a bipartisan mining bill deal, but cautions a hasty passage.
I think we need to take a broad look at this and find out a way that you could get Democrats and Republicans in a broad manner to support this.
Senator Dave Hansen says passing a balanced budget will be essential for this session. Healthcare and education will be key issues for him.
We have to be very concerned about cutting public education anymore. I mean, pre-K to 12 was cut by large numbers. We've got to be careful with that. Public education is still the key to our future.
State Rep Jim Steinecke agrees the budget is the #1 priority for Northeast Wisconsinites, and he wants to reassure voters that reaching across the aisle is what will be done.
The one thing that people miss is they get this sense that the two parties and the people down here can't get along at all, which is really far from the truth.
Now, a concern of Democrats is that Republicans might try to pass legislation that would prohibit unions from forcing members to pay dues. But Republican Vos says right-to-work style legislation is not something that will come up this session. He says Wisconsin's moved a long way in the right direction with the Act 10 reforms, and that the right-to-work legislation will not get to the floor. Reporting live in Madison, Bill Miston, Fox 11 News. Michelle?
And Bill, before we let you go tonight, did legislators start the lawmaking process today, or was that not on the agenda?
Today is a lot more pomp and circumstance. Friends and family in town for the swearing in. It's on Thursday that the legislators will really get down to the core of the lawmaking process.
All right, thanks so much, Bill. Bill Miston reporting for us live tonight from Madison.